Hi, Squirmy. Okay, Squirms. We're gonna try some squash. Yummy squash. Yummy, yummy squash. Nope. I'll tell you what, how about we sit up? Your squirms. You got some squash on your lip. Did you know you had some squash on your lip? Squash on your lip. There's that tongue. Tongue, 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 tongue. Squash face. Num 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 squash. Num 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 num. Squash. Eating off the spoon. Getting squash in my nose. Squash, squash, squash. You are a mess. Just a mess. Oh, look at all that squash. Look at all that squash. Squash on the squirms. Squashy baby. And guess what? Did you guess more squash? Because it was more squash. It was more squash. Ow. Good open mouth. Bad tongue thrusting. Squash. Squash. Squash in the mouth. Yeah, that's some good squash, huh? It's some good squashed squash. They should put like a little squared sign above the squash. You know, like a little tube. Because it would be squashed squash. If you happen to step on the packet, that 2 would become 3. You would squash with the squash squash. You get it? It's a mathematical pun. A little bit above your head. Just a little bit. Just right here. It's right there above your head. Wink. Yes, I know. I am making fun of you for you to see in the future. Right now, as you're a cute little baby. Look at that. See? See? You should be laughing in the future. Present when you're watching this. Squirms. Eat. Just squash. Eat. Squash. Num 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 squash. Squash on the chin. Squash up the nose. Squash the mouth. Squash mouth. What you know about some squash mouth? Squash, squash, squash. Squash, squash, squash. And stop. Look at all that squash mouth. It's okay, baby. We're feeding you kind of early for your development. It's okay. I know those are big words for you. Yummy squash. No napkin. Yay! You can't see, but you're smiling right now. Get this big old smile on your face. See? Smile. Oh, is that the spoon? Is that the spoon that you're going to try and flip and throw a squash at Daddy's face? So Daddy can have a squash face? It's not that spoon. Not yet. I see where you're going with that, though. Try one more big spoonful of squash. Okay. Big spoonful of squash. I know. Tongue. Nope. No. 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 Where did you learn to tongue thrust like that? I don't know where. You picked that up on the streets, I guess. You just farted. You just farted. You're still farting. You're silly. You're a silly squirm. I love you. Yep. Look at that napkin go. Napkin, napkin, napkin. Gee, are you giving me the cut sign? Cut. Cut. Okay. Go get you. What's your motivation? Your motivation is you want to go to sleep. Love you.